Hello everyone, we have a special treat for you today, so 1 second to join. We're going to go inside Porsche's secret vault today, so it's quite a treat. Just waiting for our friend Benjamin from Porsche Museum to join us. Give us 1 second, please. Just send him a quick text. We have a really nice treat for you guys today. We're going to go into Porsche's secret vault where they keep many other cars that are shown in their museum, plus a ton more that will never be shown to the public. So it's quite a special treat. Nice to see you too, Francois. Have people joining from all over. Waiting for Benjamin to join. Let me send him another text. Okay, hopefully you'll be in very soon. I'm going to be taking you inside the Porsche vault today. Hello, Mr. Benjamin. Please join us. I just talked to you 10 minutes ago. Here we go. Okay, he's joining now. Hello, Benjamin.
Thanks.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Sorry for the delay.
No worries at all. So this is Benjamin Marianac. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity.
Of course, this is quite a treat today. I had the pleasure of coming and visiting you. You graciously gave me a wonderful tour of this secret vault that I had no idea existed. And tell us a little bit about it. There's a lot of cars here that probably never get to be shown in the museum, correct?
Oh yes, just give me a second, just enjoy the view.
Okay, wow.
So this is just a small part of that, what we are going to see today or this evening, wherever you are. I'm very happy to be here in at Petrolisious, live online, and to be honest, it's the first time for me being live. So
thank you. We
I'm a little
feel
bit
very
excited.
special. Thank you. This is really special for us. And
Cool.
yeah, when I met you, you manage the collection. You're in charge of looking for very special cars to purchase and add to the collection. Would love to know a little bit more about that and what Porsche Museum strategy is in terms of looking for all these really rare cars that you guys find all over the world.
Yes, of course. So there's a lot to see. So we have in total about more than 600 cars in our collection. Most of them are stored in here in this facility. Some of them are, of course, in the museum as well, which is closed now, of course, as well. So, and the rest of the cars is here and also traveling all around the world. And we will have a look at some special cars, and just let me know if you're interested in anything, and I will do my best to answer all the questions, especially in English.
Yeah, absolutely. For me personally, I got a big kick out of seeing all those wonderful motorsport Porsches that have amazing history, but also seeing some prototypes that were shown just once to the public, and some really interesting prototypes that were never made into production. Also, it was interesting to see the very first electric car that Ferdinand Porsche himself created. So just give us a little smorgasbord of all this good stuff.
Okay, so first of all, we will start. Afshin, the last time we've met, it was a couple of years ago, to be honest.
It was 2016 when I first came there.
Yeah, you see, it's 4 years ago. Yeah. Back then I was part of the team who was in charge to manage the entire collection. Now I'm since almost 1 year in charge for social media. So it's I have new advantages now, but still I know quite a lot of the collection. So I will try to answer everything I can. And yes, we have cars here starting from the very early Porsche history, even from other brands. We have Mercedes here, Audis, and other stuff. And to be honest, there is another facility now. We have another storage facility because this one became way too small since the last time you've been here.
Wow.
We grew quite a lot.
You've been on a buying spree. That's got to be the funnest part of the job, buying all these cool things that you find. Cool. Well, let's jump right into it. What are some of the first things that you want to show us? What's behind you? There's so many beautiful I see race cars there.
Yeah, I mean we have every generation Porsche race car. Just beside me there is our latest racer, the Porsche 919. We have taken over the entire collection of 919s we've had, and they are all with us now. Especially, we also collected almost every spare part left from the 919 era. So there was many thousand parts and cars, and now everything is part of the museum collection as well. So
very nice.
All generations here. And right behind me is our motorsport section. And you see another legend, the Porsche 917, in one of the most famous liveries in Gulf Blue Orange. And the race cars are stored here, very close to the entrance, which is also right beside me. And I would say, follow me to the entrance because there's something interesting to see as well. Let's go.
Thank you.
I have a guy helping me, just to let the audience know. There is somebody helping me and holding the phone just to make it easier for me to use my hands while talking.
Yeah, big thanks to him. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. We will switch the camera later to him. So
what do we have here?
There we have the first ever drivable 918 Spider drivetrain based on a Carrera GT. So it looks a little bit weird, but it really drives. Let's have a closer look. Yep. Follow me, Mr. Cameraman. It looks like a toy, but in the end, it's really a car based on a Carrera GT monocoque with Porsche 911 lights. And it's actually a hybrid 918 Spider engine and drivetrain installed in a former Carrera GT. When talking about Carrera GT, there is of course one quite close.
Right.
Well, one of the very first ever made Carrera GTs in black.
Nice.
Yeah. And this is the entrance and the exit of our storage facility. That is where everything starts and ends. So that means we have about 2,000 car movements per year. That means every day cars are leaving and entering that facility. And everything starts and ends here. Of course, currently there is not much happening here right now, but still everything starts from here. And let's go a little bit further on.
And so how many cars are in the collection approximately now?
It's 680, almost 700 cars. Not all of them are drivable. Not all of them are complete cars. Some are just prototypes or clay models, cutaway models, or some of them are just cars also registered. We have about 200 drivable registered cars. We use them for press, marketing purposes, and many other things. And we send cars to the entire world for driving events, rallies, historic stuff like Goodwood or the Mille Miglia. And the preparation also happens here. Also the detailing, the cleaning, everything happens and starts here.
Lovely.
And all the logistics, everything here. And it's quite a tough job to maintain and to take care of such a huge collection. So
I imagine 618 special cars, so it's not easy. And I hope you're going to take us back to that Golf livery 917 and show us the cars next to it as well, because we only got a quick glance of that one.
Of course. We will see everything in detail.
Thank you.
Let's go.
All right.
And of course, we are also collecting today's cars. So we have already a Taycan within our collection. It is actually not the first Taycan we have in the collection. We also have the first driving prototype Taycan here, and this is one of the last ones we have received. But let's go on. It will become a little bit more interesting if we just go around the corner. One of my personal favorite race cars is this 1987 962 Rothmans, the car with which Derek Bell, Stuck and Elm Holbert won Le Mans in '87.
Nice. Can we get a closer look at that, please? Very cool. And so these cars, you start them and you keep them, in running condition, even these race cars?
Yes, this car is drivable within a couple of minutes. I think it needs an oil change because there was a lot of oil.
I saw,
But yes, we keep all those cars. Not all cars, but race cars are also drivable. Also, we have drivable 917s. So many race cars are ready to go as well.
Okay, great.
It's just a crazy picture seeing a 919 right beside a 962, and there is a Spider right beside you.
Yeah.
I mean, due to my former job, I really spent a lot of time in here, but it's always something special being in here. It is really, really somehow a magic place. Not just for Porsche enthusiasts, it's really for every car enthusiast. There is something cool here, for sure.
Yeah. It would be cool to get a pan view from the that 962 to the 919 next to it, just to see like the 35-year difference. And looking at those tail designs and how things have evolved over 35 years.
I was 4 years old when this car raced Le Mans. So.
Yeah. It was so advanced for its time.
Oh, yes. And it's, from my point of view, one of the most beautiful race cars ever.
Oh, yeah.
Just enjoy the view,
yes.
And we will then enter the next part of the building.
What a sight. Thank you. Oh, stunning.
Now I will just follow me. The view when you enter that part of the building is just crazy. Let's enjoy it for a couple of minutes. Just enjoy it.
Yes.
And as you can see, the cars are stored one above the other, and
yeah, you have to go vertical.
Yeah.
Insane. It goes on forever.
Yes.
Man, this is you have a dream job. It's crazy.
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure to show you this place, really, because it is definitely a dream being here. Yeah. So as you can see, we have cars. On the first view, they look like a normal 991 turbo, the black one right here in the middle. But it is a prototype with an engine which is confidential. But I would just like to mention that most of the cars in here are somehow special. So feel free, if you are interested in any car, as I mentioned before, I'll try to answer what is special behind the car.
There was a to your right, there was a prototype sedan. No, sorry, to your right.
Ah,
there was a little. That one. That looks like maybe a Mazda from the back or something like that.
It looks like a Mitsubishi Galant.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I meant. Mitsubishi.
Because the designer was the same person. It was Giorgetto Giugiaro, the famous Italian designing company. Yeah. And that was a prototype from the early 90s, so-called 932. There was, in the 90s, Porsche started to, or late 80s, they started to develop a four-door Porsche, which then led to the Porsche 989, a Porsche design. The car is not here stored right now. It's in Leipzig, at our production facility in Leipzig. And the other design prototype was a 932, but the 989 was nicer. But the project 989, the four-door Porsche, was skipped in the or cancelled in the 90s. But then later, more than a decade later, the Panamera was designed and launched. So this is something like, the forefather of the Panamera, which is also next to him.
Yeah. Very interesting. Can we see the front as well?
Yeah, we will try to.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little tight.
Yeah. Space is a problem here.
Yeah. Yeah, even like that is fine. Oh, yeah. It has a little bit of that. What was that? The 3-liter 4-cylinder car. The number escapes me. The front looks a little bit like that.
You mean the 984?
Yes, the replacement
the
for the 944.
Yeah,
the 968. Yeah,
968 with a round pop-up headlights.
Exactly. Yeah.
We will see one of those later as well.
Okay.
So let's move on a little bit.
Okay. And I remember often a lot of these cars that you have in here are either the very first one to roll off the assembly line or the very last one, right?
Yes. We have quite a lot of cars with chassis number 1 in the end. So first, we have the first 959 here. We have one of the very first Taycans here. Special number cars are the ones we really love to collect.
Okay.
And if you look up to that black 964, This is something really very special. Perhaps some of you will recognize that there is an air intake in the middle of the car below the B pillar, and that the wheelbase is different compared to a 964 because it's just a 964 Targa body, but there is a mid-engine Boxster hiding under a 964 body. That was the way they've tested in mid-90s, the Boxster drivetrain. And the red one in front of it is also a Boxster with a 964 body.
Right. Cool.
Kind of special.
Yeah.
We'll move on a little bit. One of my personal favorites is this silver 1974 G model, and you have to take a look at the interior.
Mm-hmm. This is the one with the really cool interior, right? Oh, yeah.
It was pre-owned by Louise Piech.
Uh-huh.
And it's a narrow body turbo. And it is the very first 911 with a turbocharged engine. It's not a 3-liter, it's a 2.7-liter turbo. And it's very unique. And it's unrestored in total original condition.
Amazing.
And we're very, very proud having this with us here.
So cool. Love that. Love that interior. Very nice.
Okay, let's go on.
All right.
This car is a 964, a 911 convertible Tiptronic, a car we bought a couple of years ago. So some of you may ask yourself, why did they buy a 964 convertible with Tiptronic? We didn't have one in the collection. And we are still searching for cars. We still have gaps. Even if we have so many cars in the collection, there are still gaps. So it was also part of my job with my former boss, Alexander, to purchase cars for the museum collection. And this is one of them. We bought it a couple of years ago.
So part of the strategy is to have one example of every variant that you've ever produced.
Oh, yeah, almost one. Almost one. And sometimes we have budgets to buy cars, sometimes we don't have. So there are years we're buying a couple of cars, and there are years we're not buying anything. But in the end, we still want to close some gaps.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And this is these will remain unrestored and just keep them as is, right?
As we are using the cars quite a lot for many purposes, as mentioned before, and the cars are getting transport. So really sometimes they get damaged. So we repaint them, we restore our own cars. Not every car here is unrestored. To be honest, we just have, I think, 2 or 3 cars which are in total original condition. Because of the years of using them worldwide, they get scratches, they get damaged somehow, and we sometimes we just have to restore the cars.
Okay. Let's keep seeing the special ones.
As mentioned in the very beginning, you will also find non-Porsches in here. For example, there is a Volkswagen Firefighter bus, a car with a really cool history. Let's get a little bit closer. A car with a cool history. This car was in Weissach. That is our development department with test track, and they're all engineers. And it was more than 40 years part of the firefighting team in Weissach.
No way.
Yeah, and after more than 40 years, we took the car over and it became part of the museum collection. I think it was 4 years ago. So it was in use until 2017, 2016.
No way.
And it still runs.
Amazing. So cool. So inside it's still got all the firefighting equipment and everything?
Let's have a look.
Yeah. I love it.
And even the fire hose says Porsche.
No way, that's so cool.
So let's move on this way. And as you see, we have a lot of Panameras here standing on the floor. And many transaxle cars above, 924s, 944s. And there are some really special cars. For example, we have a 944, which usually has the engine in the front. We have one car with an engine in the back, and we have a 944 with four-wheel drive.
No way.
So,
can we see?
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Cool.
We have to sneak in a little bit because everything is tight. We try to get a closer look. Take care. So as you can see, there is the engine.
Nice.
In the rear.
And does it have ducts on the side to for air intake?
No.
Or no?
No.
Just sucks everything from underneath.
Yeah, and that was the problem, I think.
Right. Okay.
No, they've tested a lot in the 80s to make those transaxle cars better and better. And there's also the blue one right over here with special bumpers, with smooth bumpers. That was just an aerodynamic test mule or test car. There is not even a Birkin engine in the car. Let's go on. And as you see over here, we have also shells or bodies and parts from cars. We have, as spare parts.
Yeah.
And for example, over there, the black thing with the number 338 on it, that's a brand new 993 GT1 chassis.
Oh, yeah.
So we could build one.
Yeah.
Something unusual as well over here. This is a Volkswagen Schwimmwagen, a swimming car made by Volkswagen, developed by Porsche in the 40s. And
no way.
We have that with our collection since decades. We also have a couple of Beetles and Volkswagens, of course, in our collection. And that Schwimmwagen is part of it. A very rare and very, very expensive collector's item today.
Right.
And we have all spare parts and all parts to build that car or to put it together one day.
And but you're not actively working on that at the moment to put that
together?
We
will see.
Yeah, okay. It will get treated to a completion at some event.
Yeah, we would love to have it for the exhibition, for the museum exhibition.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
And the white 924 over here, I hope you can see that it has a black roof. And it's a 924 Targa.
Okay. Cool.
So over here is the end of that part of the building. We have also 3 full electric Boxster test cars or prototypes standing right over there.
Yeah.
And an own photo studio, which is dark now.
Yeah.
That's why we take standard pictures of each and every car of the collection. So as soon as we clean up and use one of the cars, we take pictures over here just to have of every car the same kind of pictures.
For catalog purposes, yeah. For the 924 Targa, was that just a one-off that was made as a prototype and never made into production, or was there more than one?
More than one, because we have two in the collection.
Okay.
I think that there have been more of them produced just as prototypes back then, but it was just for test use, but it never went into production. But I like the idea. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It works on that car.
Definitely. Let's go this way.
Yeah. So these electric Boxsters were essentially test cars prior to the Taycan, in development of the Taycan.
The technology is completely different. For example, the one with the orange stripe was just for Porsche engineers to learn the demands of electric cars. So what does it require when using it as a daily driver, for example, and charging things and so on. So in the end, it was just for engineers to get an idea of what does an electric car require when you want to use it as a daily driver, and if you use it daily. What does it require compared to a combustion engine car?
Got it. Okay.
So it's also a nice view from here as well.
Oh yeah. It goes on forever, this place.
Yes. That's why I told you an hour is no problem.
Yeah.
So, and if you have a look at the bottom of those cars over there, you will see also 993 and 996 GT1 chassis, which are still new and unused.
Okay.
And we also collect, we don't collect just cars, we also have motorcycles or bicycles made by Porsche, and many thousands of spare parts from the past 100 years automobile history, and of course Porsche history as well.
Sure.
Let's go on.
Cool. Ooh, nice. That you don't see that every day.
No, definitely not. For example, you've asked, I've told you that we have a lot of special cars here, and there is, for example, the dark red 968, which was a test car as well, and it's very used, and it has chassis number 1, so it's the first 968 made.
Okay. Can we see a good full shot of that green 944? Or is
924.
924, okay. This is like a late 70s model?
This is a very early car. It should be 75, I think.
Such a cool color combination. Love that interior.
It's very 70s.
Yeah.
Then we have 944 Cup cars right next to me, or a full aluminum bodied 928 prototype.
Oh,
and
wow.
a car with a very nice history, a 968, again, a Club Sport, a car which was with Porsche Engineering, and they've developed the Porsche double clutch system, the PDK, in that car. So they have equipped the 968 with the PDK system in the 2000s, just to use the PDK in a car like that. And the 968 was the perfect car for it, because the engine is in the front, the gearbox in the end or in the rear, and it was easy to fit a big PDK gearbox into that car, and they've used it as a test mule as well.
Right.
And there we go with the second 924 Targa.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Very
but
cool.
Why is there a Mercedes G-Wagon?
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
it our collection? Because his heart is a Porsche 928 engine. It was, and this car raced the Rally Paris-Dakar together with a couple of 959s.
Yeah.
And it was like the car of the mechanics, but they raced as well due to the rules and regulations.
Right.
They had to race this car as well.
Yeah.
Successfully,
really cool.
Of course.
That's really cool.
And then one of my personal dream cars, 959.
Oh, yeah.
But this one is very special as well. Because if we have a look at the other side.
Half price.
It's a cutaway model.
Nice. Amazing.
Let's go.
That's cool.
We will go this way to enter another part of the building, which is, I think, one of the most, the part with the most frightening cars, because we only store GT models and special cars here, and like the green one over here, which is the 1 millionth Porsche made.
That's 1 million Porsches.
Just enjoy.
Oh yeah, it's like jelly beans. This is totally a kid in a candy bar situation.
Let's have a closer look. A 911 generation 993 RS Club Sport in a beautiful Riviera blue. And there's a lot of special paint to sample cars here. A yellow GT2 996, which is also a really cool car, or a very special 911T.
Let's check it out. And what makes this one special?
Look at the lights here. We made that car in 2018 together with a team of Porsche designers and engineers, and used it for a little own event, the Rally Monte Carlo Tribute. And we drove, we were like on the path of the Rally Monte Carlo of 1968 together with the famous race driver Vic Elford. And this is something like a tribute to his 1968 911T, with which he won the Rally Monte Carlo in '68.
Nice.
And that is something like a tribute car with very cool details, especially in the interior. With analog rally watches.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it's a manual.
Man, if you guys had made that into a limited edition production car, it would have sold like hotcakes.
But it is definitely a unique car.
Absolutely,
and it will stay unique. So here we go with a lot of GT cars. Beautiful color, 997 GT2 RS or a 911R. Of course, we have also already a 991 and 911 Speedster. They just ran out of production and are sold out. And this is one of the early prototypes.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. It's really well done. Beautiful.
As mentioned before, many cars are road legal, they are registered, so you can drive them. And those cars are stored here and right next to us, and we will enter the next part, the third part of the building.
What is this orange one? Is it a...
It's a 997 GT3 RS. To be honest, it's just a normal GT3 RS. with a white roll cage installed. But it is with the museum since the very beginning, and it's one of the cars we've used quite a lot for driving or for the exhibition. So
only in a place like this can you say just a normal GT3 RS.
Yes, it sounds not really. It sounds weird, I know, but it is here. That is really. There are a lot of special cars, so a normal GT3 RS is kind of a funny explanation. Yeah,
exactly.
And the cars with the hoods, the front hoods open, they are just. The batteries are getting charged, and as you can see, there are license plates on each and every car. So this is the section where we keep the driving cars.
Right.
And if you just look at that, there are even
Which
more
one?
of them.
Oh, wow.
And the 914.6 we have here in Gemini Blue is also a car we have purchased years ago for the museum because we just didn't have a 914.6.
Yeah.
A 914 with 6 cylinders, and that car was bought imported from the United States, and then painted by us and maintained, restored.
Right.
But the body is still almost unwelded, just repainted.
Do you guys also do client restorations? Like, can clients bring cars to you?
It is Porsche does that, but not the Porsche Museum. That is the department Porsche Classic, and they can you can bring your Porsche through the Classic department to get it totally restored. With factory specifications, of course.
Nice.
So, and everything, as you can see, everything is very well parked and everything is straight in line. And as mentioned before, all those cars are drivable. And one of my dream cars is parked in the very end. It's a 959S.
Okay, let's check it out. So what was
The gray one is a normal 959, again that word normal, and a 959S. The difference is quite easy. The gray one has 2 rear view mirrors, the red one only 1, and that is the point. You can recognize a 959S immediately. There is only 1 rear view mirror to save weight, of course.
You're kidding me. That one mirror made the difference to get the S designation?
Yeah. And they also deleted the hydraulic suspension. The 959 had a hydraulic suspension which was far ahead of its time. And the 959 has just a usual spring suspension. And the interior is also very special. It's gray cloth. And that is a material from England. It's tweed. It's very nice.
Yeah. Really cool.
The
so how many of the 959s were S models?
About 10%, about less than 30 cars. But many customers converted their 959s to the S specification. S means also more horsepowers. The normal 959 had 450 horsepowers. The 959S about 510, 515. And that was a lot in the late 80s. The car ran 339 kilometers per hour back then.
Crazy. So it's more than just a mirror missing.
There is more than just a mirror missing.
Yeah.
Also many details are missing as well.
Yeah.
And right beside the 959, a very important part of our company's history, Porsche didn't produce them themselves. but a supplier, you can say a supplier produced it for Porsche, the tractors. And there were more than 120,000 tractors made from the 50s until the mid-60s, then production stopped. Porsche made about 80,000 cars until the mid-60s. So the tractor thing was even bigger until the 60s than the sports car section. Another special car, that is the very last ever made 928. Also really a cool part of the history, and having the very last car of one series is also nice.
Right, really cool.
When talking about the 70s and 924s and things like that, you have to have a look at that interior.
Oh yeah, jeez.
With the so-called
it's hard to focus. Yeah.
Good. So time is flying, and there is still more to come, guys.
Okay. What was that? What was that little silver racer in that other room? The open wheel one that would look like it was from the late 50s or something like that.
That is a 1962 Formula One car.
Okay.
Two of them are right beside.
Yeah, right there.
Another. With an 8-cylinder boxer engine. It is actually one of the loudest race cars we have in here. Porsche was also having a Formula One car, but just for 2 years in the 60s. Later, Porsche developed one famous Formula One engine, and the TAG Turbo. And that was a small part of our history's Formula One as well. But those cars are still, one of them is still running as well, and we still use it.
Wow. Can we get a nice pan of the whole thing?
Of course. You have to see that as well.
So cool.
A very reduced interior.
Yeah.
Sitting.
Well, I think connection is a little weak over there.
And the driver is sitting in the tank.
Wir haben kein Netz hier.
Yeah.
Let's go this way.
Ja, jetzt ist besser.
You still hear me?
Yeah, I think the Wi-Fi over there might be a little weak in that room because it's starting to break up a little bit.
Is it getting better?
Gerade noch nicht. Gleich.
It's getting worse.
All good.
Jetzt kommt's wieder.
Yeah, we're good now. There is one place here where the Wi-Fi isn't that good. So, and here's our 356. Is it better now?
Ist gut.
Good. Here's the 356.
No, at the moment it's not great.
Vollen Ausschlag.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
It should be better now.
Alles da.
Afshin?
Yeah, it's still very choppy. It's I mean, it's, you know, we can still see you, but it's very, very choppy.
Okay.
Vollen Ausschlag.
It says, but we have full Wi-Fi.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's coming back in.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Sorry for that, guys.
No worries. Yeah.
So you've asked for the race car section, and there you go. And I've read that one of your followers wanted to learn more about the 997 GT3R hybrid.
Yeah.
Those hybrid race cars based on the 997 were just used for a couple of months, for 1 year, and due to the 918 Spider and due to the 919, they just canceled the project. But that is, in the end, the first 911 with a hybrid engine in a race car, and the first hybrid 911 ever.
So what kind of races did it participate in?
For example, the 24 hours race of Nürburgring, where it was on first place for many hours, but broke down after I think it was 20 hours or something like that. Another race car legend is a 936.
Oh yeah.
Also a Le Mans successor.
It's gorgeous.
Let's go this way. The RS Spider, which drove the American Le Mans series.
Yeah.
It is, from my perspective, not one of the most beautiful race cars, but many race drivers said to me that it is one of the best driving race cars ever.
Yeah. Very nice.
We have two hidden 935s here as well.
Very cool.
waiting for maintenance, waiting for wheels, tires.
Yeah.
And waiting for the next racing event.
So these you participate in like Le Mans Classic and
yes.
Goodwood maybe, or
yeah. So we are traveling all around the world with the cars, and you've mentioned Goodwood, Le Mans Classic, the Mille Miglia, and Pebble Beach, and many other races, just to keep up our history alive, and that is our target to keep alive the Porsche history, not just the racing history, but that is an important part of our business.
It was lovely to see such a big Porsche presence at the Targa Florio a few years back as well.
Yeah, I remember you've been there with Alfa Romeo, am I right?
Yeah.
I remember that very well, that event.
Yeah.
Let's sneak around the corner.
That's cool.
There is more to come.
Yes.
You've asked for the 917.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There you go. That car was also completely restored. That's why it is so shiny.
Yeah.
And it runs.
So nice. One of the most beautiful race cars ever made, I think.
Definitely, especially in that livery.
Yeah. Now that's really funky looking.
This car is recreation of the first ever made Porsche 356, the number one. We have the original car with us, and it is in the museum. But the car was made in 1948 and then sold after a year. And the car was changed it was changed by his next owner and painted a couple of times. And the car came back to our collection in the 60s. And we kept the car until today in this condition in silver. And when Porsche, the brand, turned 70 2 years ago, we decided to recreate the 356 number one and to show how it looked like in 1948. So that is the way the first ever made Porsche 356 looked like.
Really cool.
And it is, and the Porsche 356 has a rear engine, but only the 356 number one is a mid-engine car, like the Boxster or the Cayman today.
Yeah.
If you just have a look at those boxes here, that is where we have a couple of Indy cars stored, and down here are cars which are in original condition, untouched.
And they're stored in these boxes because?
Because it looks cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it does look cool. Looks like you've got to drop in a coin and select which one you want, and it comes out. Really cool.
And there is a Harley Davidson as well parked here. Why? Because the engine, the first water-cooled Harley Davidson, the V-Rod, its engine was developed by Porsche.
No, I didn't know that.
So now that is the last part of the building. We have about 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned that we also have very early cars in here. And we have one recreation. So it's a recreated hybrid car, which was developed by Porsche about 120 years ago. So there are two one-cylinder combustion engines behind the driver's seat, and they charge a battery which is below the driver's seat, and the battery provides its power, its electric power, to that wheel hub engines, one on the left and one on the right. So there are combustion engines charging a battery, and the battery provides the power to the wheel hub engine, and we would call that today a hybrid car. So Ferdinand Porsche was like a pioneer of electric cars and hybrid cars, of course.
Yeah, it's crazy. So obviously back then, it wasn't done for emissions purposes. Was it created because they thought this might be a more efficient way of just powering the wheels, or?
It was a more efficient way back then, and the problem was that, for example, in Europe, you were not able to buy gasoline everywhere.
Okay.
And it was hard to get that materials. And the biggest problem was that those combustion engines, they were still very complicated. They were very loud. People in cities were afraid when a combustion engine ran car passed by them, and they were afraid. So the electric cars were a little bit better for bigger cities, and they were easier to maintain. But they had a big problem: the batteries. They have been too heavy,
and they didn't hold too much charge back then. Yeah.
No. Yeah. So, and starting from the very beginning over here, the brownish car is one of the very first 356s ever made, with chassis number 9. And talking about early chassis numbers, when we have a look at this car, I hope you can see it. The chassis number says 00001.
Yeah.
So it's the very first 959 ever made, pre-owned by our boss, Dr. Wolfgang Porsche.
Perfect. It's good to be the king.
Definitely. Definitely.
Very cool. Yeah.
My cameraman said there are 2 minutes left.
Exactly. We just have 2 minutes and then it's going to cut off.
Yeah, of course. So 2 cars we have purchased for the collection as well. A 964 3.6 liter turbo in yellow with yellow interior, and a 993 GT2 race car, which are now part of our collection as well. And talking about other brands, there is a Mercedes parked in here as well, a Mercedes-Benz E500 or 500E.
Yeah.
Those special series were produced by Porsche here in Zuffenhausen. It was like a special edition car made by Porsche for Mercedes. It was a joint venture.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those cars. You also had one, the Audi S2 or something, right? RS2?
The Audi RS2, the 5-cylinder turbocharged family sports car.
Right.
Both RS2s are not here right now. They are stored in the other building, but also those cars were produced by Porsche as well.
Very cool.
And if we have 30 seconds left, I would like to end the tour with a one-of-a-kind Cayenne 2-door convertible prototype.
Wow. That's really cool. Benjamin, I want to thank you so much. This was a really special treat. Thank you for this tour. It was like a walk through heaven, vicariously through you. So thanks again for making this possible. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. And thank you to the cameraman as well.
Thanks to the cameraman.
Yeah. Please visit the Porsche Museum when you're in Stuttgart after this Corona thing has disappeared. And we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you. Thank you very much. Hope to welcome you in Stuttgart, Zuffenhausen. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.